What is going on, Dog Squad? Trying to sit back another video on the channel today. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the playoff picture and scenarios for each team, which they could be 1 seed, division title, even if they're getting in the playoffs, all the scenarios for each team that is either in the playoffs or has a chance at not eliminated from playoff contention yet. Well, before we get into this video, and this is entering week 17, by the way, before we get into this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss one of my videos. Please smash that like button. If you're a Cowboys fan and you want the Cowboys to win, then smash the like button. And just go ahead and do it. I mean, if you want your favorite team to win this week, that like button really will help your team win. So please do that on the road to 800 subs by 2024, which is in a few days. So please, let's try to get there. I would love to get that. So far, we will have a live stream on Saturday for the Dallas Cowboys matchup. Remember, I'll have videos throughout the week. This is my last full week of Christmas break, and next week I will get. I leave. I go back to school on Wednesday, but I'll not have a video on Tuesday because that is the day before school. So I got to do all my. I don't have any homework, goodness, but you know I have to. I can't make videos, but you know that of course. But not enough of that. Let's get right into this video, Dog Squad. Be like that. The back hopefully gets more involved.
In the microwave. I close the door.
The NFL playoff picture and team scenarios video. So starting off, we do not have the full slideshow. We're gonna go on full over to NFL, and we're gonna get through there. I'm gonna tell you all the scenarios for there. They have all that on that website. So we have as this NFL, I believe so. It said something about the Eagles being third. I don't know really. Maybe because the Lions clinched the division. I don't know. So you got of course you X clinched playoff berth, Y clinched a wild card, Z clinched division, and of course the asterisk is clinched 1 seed. So you got the 49ers sitting at 11-4, clinched the division, at conference record of 9-1. They'll play Washington. Hopefully they lose that week. The Eagles, they are currently battling with us for the NFC East. They're sitting 11-4 also, 8-3 conference record, and they will hopefully lose to Arizona on Sunday. Really help us as well. Lions sitting at the third spot, as I see, they clinched the NFC West or NFC North for the first time since 1993, I think. They are at 11-4, and they conference record of 7-3. They play us, so hopefully we win that game as well. So not bad conference records really in this playoff picture. Worse, it looks like it's Seattle. Buccaneers sitting at that not so great, another year of not so goodness. NFC South 8-7, which they are good. So they can beat a 6-4 currently. New Orleans they'll have to play. Cowboys sitting at 10-5 at the 5 seed, sitting at 6-3 conference record, pretty good. They'll play Detroit, hopefully get that up and a chance back at the spot of the top 4 because we know we have trouble on the road. 6 seed, we got the Rams coming up, they have the Rams at 8-7, 7-3 at conference records, pretty good. So they maybe beat the Giants. That's who they play in week 17, and then the Seattle 8-7 battling at the right there. We've got a lot of playoff chances. Or playoff swaps, 5-4 for a conference record there, and then you got Pittsburgh. That's who they got, which could lose, so they need to be careful on that. And then we go over the AFC picture after Week 16. The worst conference record it looks like are the Bills. They don't do well against the conference. It looks like Ravens and Dolphins, the only teams out of the AFC, have clinched a playoff spot. Dolphins did against us. Ravens already did a couple weeks ago. They're the best record right now, the best team in the NFL, 12-3, second conference record of 7-3, doing really well home and away. They got Miami, and that's gonna be a great game. I wish it was in Miami; it'd be better because they're the worst team, and they have more an advantage at home. Dolphins, they like I said, clinched the playoff, 11-4, so they have a 7-3 record as well and on conference, and they will play in Baltimore. It'll be a tough matchup. Chiefs not doing well, not really that good of a team, 9-6. I mean, they're a good team. Don't get me wrong, but they're not as what they used to be. 7-3 currently conference record. I remember last year they were the 1 seed. Now they're just them and the Bills are not having their best year. Cincinnati, yeah, the Bills are definitely better than the Chiefs, and they definitely deserved to beat them earlier in the year, just a couple weeks ago. Jaguars, man, they've fallen apart, sitting at 8-7 in their record. 6-5 Carolina they have. hoping for the Chiefs and Jaguars, hoping the Chiefs are better watch out. Raiders trying to come for them. They got I think if the Raiders win out and the Chiefs lose out, obviously I think the Raiders may win the division, but we'll just see. That'll be pretty. Imagine the Chiefs miss the playoffs, man. Reminds me of Georgia this year. They were that 1 seed and then boof, right off. Browns, man, they've been awesome. They've been awesome this year. 7-3 total at conference. New York, they have. One of my friends is a Browns fan. He going to that. They're sitting at 10-5 with a great place, so they can win the division, which we'll talk about in just a second with certain things. Bills 9-6, not the best conference record, but they'll have a chance to do it again, and they'll have a chance to get 5-6 against New England at home. They lost that earlier in the season somehow back in Week 7. They're one of the best 9-6 teams out there, and then they got the Colts, who's been back and forth this year, 8-7 after a bad loss to Atlanta, staying 6-4 in conference, looking hopefully to stick in the playoffs. And that's what they're hoping to do. Okay, no, that's just me. Okay, so you have right now playoff clinching scenarios. Okay, so you got the Ravens currently. They will have a chance of clinching AFC North Division title with either a Baltimore win or tie or a Cleveland loss or tie. So they can win or they can drop it to make it even again with 1 game left. You want to make it even if Baltimore wants to win. They clinch number one seed, lone first round bye and home field advantage, of course, with just the win. The win, I believe so. Buffalo Bills, they got a lot of stuff to clinch playoff berth win. So they can get a Buffalo win plus Pittsburgh loss or Cincinnati loss, Buffalo win plus Pitt loss, Jacksonville. I mean, they got a lot of stuff to do. I mean, there's so many scenarios. I'm sure they'll get it this week, but you can see they either got to win or tie, or they can't lose, of course. So it's not. I don't think there's anything that will tell them. I don't think there's anything that tells them that they can. There's a loss or something, like that. Cleveland clinches playoff berth with a win or tie. Or they can get Pittsburgh to lose, or Buffalo loses, or Jacksonville loses, or Houston loses. But if Houston loses, Indianapolis has to lose as well. So Cleveland can just win, or they got to rely on Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Houston, and Indianapolis to all lose or tie. Seems so pretty straightforward for not that straightforward for them actually. I was going to say that, but makes sense. It does make sense for them because you see Buffalo probably won't lose. Pittsburgh could lose. So I can see a lot of this favoring for Cleveland this year, but they're still trying to hang on to that division, as you can see. Jacksonville, to clinch a playoff berth, AFC side, they got to make sure Indianapolis and Houston both lose and win, and they got to win. So they got to hold on. They beat Indianapolis twice, and they split it with Houston. So I guess we can say it. Let me fix my camera a little bit there. There we go. So I guess we could say it right there, but Kansas City, man, they got to win. So it looks like they are relying on Las Vegas and Denver because they cannot lose, but they lose. They can rely on Las Vegas and Denver to lose those games, which Las Vegas has a Colts, so they can lose that game, and Denver does have the Chargers, so maybe they'll lose that game. So it's pretty straightforward. Kansas City, who are they versing again? They are versing the Cincinnati, so they can lose that game. So maybe they have a chance at winning the playoff first and AFC West division. It doesn't seem that hard, honestly, for them to do it. They can do it. It's not like it's impossible. They're versing the Panthers, but they got to rely on Indianapolis losing to the Raiders, which maybe is not the best option, but maybe. And Houston, I don't remember who they're playing, but they can, yeah. Miami at Baltimore. Yep, they gotta. If they can win the AFC East with a win or a Buffalo loss, it doesn't look likely that they will win clinch it this week because they're really versus Baltimore and Buffalo's versus New England. But remember, they don't play so good against those good teams or those bad teams. The Buffalo Bills do. So, but they'll win. So maybe something will happen. All right, so we got the NFC East here. We got the Los Angeles Rams sitting at LA. They got the Giants. LA Rams clinch playoff berth with a win and Seattle loss to get the Seattle out of that chance of getting them out of that and or LA win plus Minnesota tie. Woo. Yeah, that's probably not likely going to happen, and LA just needs to win. They need to worry about winning, and they got to get Seattle to lose. Which they can to Pittsburgh, but I don't know. That's pretty tough for them this week. Not really to win in New York, but they got some toughness. It's not that easy for them. Philadelphia clinches NFC East division. Okay, so definitely got to look at this as Cowboys fans. So Philadelphia win plus Dallas loss or tie, or Philadelphia tie plus Dallas loss. So if we lose to the Lions, yeah, we gotta hope Philadelphia loses. That's gonna be sad. Okay, so they clinched the number 1 seed with a win, most likely gonna happen. Detroit loss probably will happen, and that may not happen. That's pretty tough for that number 1 seed to go to them this week. Seattle clinches playoff berth with Seattle win plus. Ooh, okay, that's already tough enough for them. So I guess no clinching playoff berth this week for them. Tampa Bay clinches playoff berth in NFC South Division title with Tampa Bay win. Simple enough. They'll probably just take it. They're going to probably take it this week and beat New Orleans. But if they don't, they can always tie plus Arizona and a loss. So, yeah. But, no. But that's, yeah. So, not much really to say. I mean, this one, Baltimore should just win this week. But if they don't, they can rely on Cleveland to lose to New York, which probably won't happen. So, this is going to be tough for them. Baltimore, but should just clinch the 1 seed, though. They can. Buffalo got a lot of chances. You know, Cleveland, yeah, they got some chances. They better watch out. You don't know what's going to happen. Jacksonville falling apart. Hopefully, we got to watch out on the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't really say much about Dallas, but I think this matters on Dallas. So it's basically saying we know kind of us. It's going to have to do with Dallas. We got to win and Philadelphia lose, and that's just to keep on going. We cannot clinch anything this week because then, I believe if we win, I think, and Philadelphia loses, I think we're back in the spot because they lost another conference game. So I think they're back in the spot of us being at the top, and all we got to do is beat the Commanders. So still a lot to go around, but that Cardinals game is going to definitely matter. We got to beat Detroit or else. I think if we beat Detroit, if Philadelphia loses, that has to do a conference, and if we lose to Detroit, that also has to do a conference. But it may have to do with a confident opponent. So we both lose, I think. There may still be a chance for us to take the division, apparently. Because or it would say Philadelphia win and or Dallas loss. So I guess if we both lose, I think their conference record is still lower than us. I think so because they had that Seattle loss. And I guess it all matters with that. The other stuff, I think the division record too. It depends on the Giants as well. So, yeah, that stuff. Okay, but I think as of right now, we need to just worry about winning. If we lose, we need to hope that we're not out if Philadelphia wins. The way we actually are. But if we lose, we need to hope Philadelphia loses to keep our chances alive. That's simple. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. But everything else. I do think the Niners will get that 1 seed. I do think the Eagles, I don't really know. We have a chance, but I think if we're going by really who's going to win, I think Eagles will have a chance at, I don't know, though. I mean, we have to go to the Commanders, and we don't always do well on the road, but we should win that game, though. And then the Eagles, they can lose to the Giants, especially if DeVito or Tyrod Taylor's playing. So I do think the Eagles, I do think we can win the division. I'm not going to say who, but I think the Bucs will win the division. I think the Ravens are going to win the division. I think the Dolphins will win. I don't know. The Dolphins may not win the division, actually. Because it's pretty hard for them to win this week. And they're going to keep catching up, and they'll lose. And, yeah. And they got to go head-to-head against each other. And if the Bills win, the high head-to-head goes to them. If they lose, and the Bills are in Miami, and I think Miami's going to win the division. I think they'll beat Buffalo in Week 18 anyway. So I think all that. And then I think the Seahawks will stay. Rams, I think, will definitely stay. Seattle may not, but it's either going to be them or Minnesota or Green Bay. So we'll determine that Sunday Night Football game is going to be pretty big this week. Determine who can still have their playoff chances there, because some teams could get eliminated. But that's going to be it for today, Dog Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Coming next time. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Tomorrow we will have my NFL Week 17 predictions. And on Friday, we'll preview the Lions-Cowboys game. Remember, live streaming the Lions-Cowboys game on Saturday. It'll be around 6:45, probably 7, maybe 7:15, a little before the game. So those are all the we just reviewed the teams that are currently in the playoff picture, but it's a lot more important stuff. Yes, of course, we just know these teams got to just keep winning to keep their playoff hopes alive. But there are more important teams, are people in the playoff picture right now that still have not clinched a playoff berth. So, and especially Chiefs. So We'll see y'all next time, Dog Squad. Have a great rest of your day and Wednesday. Peace.